My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Another special guest on here today, zooming in all the way from beautiful Lexington, South Carolina. We have a very accomplished real estate syndicator, Adam Williams. And Adam is doing something a little bit different, very interesting with his Dulles Group. And that is they don't just invest in one class. Yes, they've got a ton of self-storage units in the portfolio, but they also invest in different things like hotels and even restaurants. So Adam, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So we're doing this interview towards the end of January 2025. Give everybody a little snapshot of what do you guys have in the portfolio? Like what does it look like? What do you have under management altogether with the group?
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, we don't stick with just one asset class. Doesn't mean we don't like any one asset class. We just like to have multiple different asset classes. And to your point, that even comes down to restaurants, which aren't the most ideal asset class, but then they are an asset class as well. So right now in the portfolio, we have over 1,000 self-storage units. We have a hotel, recently acquired hotel here in Columbia, a restaurant. We have a real estate company that we manage and own, and we also have
Sorry, real
residential.
estate company. What do you mean by real
So,
estate company?
a real estate company, as far as for residential, I should say. So, we still
So
buy
property
and
management
hold.
or buying
Yeah,
and selling.
buying and holding residential real
Oh,
estate,
okay, I see.
and selling a property here and there. I don't love flips for residential, but I like
Okay.
to hold real
So
estate.
single family
Um,
home type stuff, you mean?
Single family homes. So yeah,
Yeah.
we just closed on a single family or a condo Friday.
Okay.
So even though we focus on that commercial and that large scale or piece, but we still focus on the residential as well.
So how did you come up with such a diversified kind of strategy? What kind of led you down that path? What are maybe some of the big pros and cons to doing it this way?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It started out in single family residential. My wife and I, we both had full-time jobs, W-2, and we got our first rental. And that led me to saying, okay, I like this. We found another one. Well, we acquired that second one a little bit different. We acquired it cash and then did a refinance.
Hmm.
So fast forward, this is just kind of my wife and I that are doing these. And I got to a point where I wanted to leave the W-2 job. And fortunately, I had enough rentals to offset my high paying W-2, but I was able to leave it. And I partnered up with the gentleman, Andre Fontana, who is my business partner. And together, we were able to do tenfold what any of us were doing, by ourselves. And so
So
that
is
kind
that when
of
you started getting into the commercial
that's
space?
ex yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. Because you mentioned syndication. So, we syndicate almost every commercial deal that we do.
Hmm.
And there's a couple reasons for that. For one, we like to bring investors on that we can make money for them. Hey, we have this deal, we have this, the ability to manage this, or partners that will manage this. And so we bring them on to syndicate the deal to help, have cash to buy it and
Yeah.
also to provide a return for investors. And
Mhm.
so through Andre and I, we're able to do more deals together. He has a lot of network or connections to help raise money. You can bring that together as a group, and it makes doing bigger projects much easier.
Very, very cool. So, when did you start the partnership? How long have you been doing the syndications and the larger deals for?
So we our first partnership was the restaurant that we had,
Okay.
and that was about 3 years ago. We didn't syndicate that. I wouldn't recommend anybody sitting at home right now to go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go out and open up a
Well,
restaurant.
I
And
am curious. Why did you guys decide to buy a restaurant?
so we were very familiar with the restaurant. It was a great restaurant, and we'd always said to the owner, hey, when you're ready to sell it, let us know.
Was that you and your
And
partner, you and your wife, who had?
So that was Andre and I, my partner,
Mhm.
talking to her, the former owner,
Got
and
it.
so when the opportunity, I still had a full-time job. So when the opportunity arose, and she was ready to sell, we partnered up, and I kept my full-time job for even a couple months after that, and. At that point, I realized, you know what, we could do so much more together. I have a partner that has similar mindset, similar goals, and we both feel the same way about leadership styles, which is important in a partnership.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
so at that point, I was able to leave my job and we just continued to grow. So the restaurant was the first opportunity, and then we're co-GPs on self-storage deals. And we really got to be good at syndicating and raising money and providing value for investors.
Cool. So, as co-GPs, what do you typically bring to the table as part of the GP group? Is it
Yeah.
the capital
So
raising? Is it the management, underwriting? What do you guys
Yeah,
focus on?
we're Andre and I kind of are involved in all segments of the GP buckets.
Hmm.
So in our storage, we don't manage the day to day. We have partners who have a brand that we partnered with that they make those day to day. They run the day to day operations, but we're still involved in the asset management day to day, the investor relations day to day.
Right.
We are, these storage facilities that we have are in our area, so we're there in person. So it's one of those things where we may not be the everyday operations, but we got a tight, we
Mm.
got our thumb on the pulse of what's going on with those asset class. We've also raised millions of dollars for those facilities as well, so we want to make sure that we know and feel everything that's going on with those self-storage units.
Now, tell me a little bit about the hotel business because that's a whole other kettle of fish. So, how did that one come to be?
Yeah. So the great thing, part of my hospitality career that uh, early on in my career, I worked for Marriott and Ritz-Carlton. So
Okay.
I had a lot of full service hotel experience, 8 years or so working in hotels and gained a lot of knowledge. Now, you don't learn how to own a hotel by working in a hotel.
Right.
But my partner, Andre, he was vice president for a local hotel company here in the Midlands, South Carolina area. So he had a ton of hotel ownership experience and executive management of it. So when we formed our company, we didn't have a hotel right away, but it was obviously an asset class that we both had a good knowledge of, good
Yeah.
experience in, and a desire to find the right hotel. So we have probably underwritten 10 different hotel deals.
Wow. Yeah.
And the one that we just closed on December 31st is, will be a home run, but you look at a lot of deals
Oh,
before
so
you
this is
close
this
them.
is a brand new acquisition at the time of this recording.
Yeah,
Month
absolutely.
in
Brand
sort
new
of thing.
acquisition. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
So
exciting.
thank you very much. So it's exciting. Like I said, you underwrite and you look at a lot of deals before you jump into one. This one was one that we couldn't pass up. So
So, Adam, we're at the beginning of a brand new year, 2025. What are your goals for the business in this year? Where do you see you guys yourselves going? What do you want to acquire more of? What do you have that perhaps you wish you didn't have? Where's the focus for this new year?
So if I was shaking the magic eight ball and saying, what's the winning, you know, ticket of real estate? What's the asset class to stay in? Um, I can tell you that I'm going to stick close to what we know and
Mhm.
have. We do have a little bit of retail, commercial. I'm not going out hunting for, the next retail center, but I am always looking at deals, and opportunities. And so, what I'm looking for, we absolutely are looking at hotels. We are absolutely looking at self storage. But the focus for 2025 right now for the first quarter, first half of the year is to make sure our current facilities are operating, are stabilizing, are operating at full capacity. Our team around us has the tools that they need, the resources that they need. Andre and I, as the owners, we kind of set direction, allocate resources, and ensure execution. And so 2025 is really going to be about ensuring execution on all of our assets that we have.
Very good.
Yeah.
It sounds like you and your partner Andre have got a good process for raising capital for your syndications. Tell me a little bit about that. What do you guys find that has worked best for you so far, and where are you taking that moving ahead?
Yeah. So that's one thing that, in 2025, I'm going to continue to try to learn and grow and build as much strength and knowledge with raising capital. It is a it is such a foreign thing to so many people. To most people,
Yeah,
we're not used to going out and asking for people to invest in this thing that we're doing. So,
right.
there are a lot of network or seminars out there. So it's something that I am continuing to try to build my skill in raising capital and raising capital for syndications, because we have a close group of people that we go to, but there are other investors out there. Maybe the next deal is a $50 million syndication. And
Mhm.
now you have to get past okay, I can get a million here or 500,000 here. And you have to think in that big scale scenario. So
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to learn this year, making sure that feelers are out there, learning where to go to if you need to raise 10, 15, 20, 25 million at a time. So that is a goal of mine, and something that I'm going to work on this year.
So it sounds like you guys have really tapped into your existing networks and you've kind of
Yes.
shaken that tree and got a lot of your current investors that way. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
And they would continue to invest with us. If it
Mhm.
was a $50 million syndication, we'd probably be able to get, $20 million right off the bat. But I don't know how I would go out and get that extra 30 million. But I
Mhm.
know that the limited partners are out there. I know that there's other GPs that, have that pool of investor, as well. So it's really going to be about, if the deal comes up, what do you do? Do you find the investor first, or do you find the deal first?
The investor.
Yeah. And I
that's
know.
that's what I recommend anyhow. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And so
Yeah.
I know that the deal, it may not be this year, but I know that that big syndication, is going to happen. And I want to be ready, and I want to have those limited partners that are willing, able, and excited to jump in and say, okay, make me a part of this next investment or syndication that you're doing. And so it's kind of branching out past the 50, $100,000 investors, which I will tell you, there is nothing wrong with having a $50,000 investor. So that is not an insult to anybody. Those are the ones that can, they may invest 50,000 on this deal, but they might be your $500,000 investor on your
Or
next
they
deal.
might know
So
the $500,000 investor for the next deal. Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
Very,
Yeah.
very well
So,
said. So,
um,
Adam, as we're kind of wrapping up the conversation, um, partnerships are wonderful, but they're also challenging. It's like any kind of relationship, including marriages, right?
yeah.
There's ups and downs. What have you and your partner Andre kind of found as a winning formula for kind of dividing responsibilities, each one staying in their own lane, How do you have that figured out?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we still work on that every single
Yeah.
day. And I would say the most we are both have the same similar mindset of being the most effective person that we can be each and every day. But we find ourselves, we only overlap of maybe 10% of any work that we're doing. Um, Although I know almost 100% of what Andre is working on, and he would know almost 100% of what I'm working on, but we don't ever overlap unless it's something that we both have to get involved with.
Mhm.
So that allows us to do more, to be more effective, to help each other out. Andre is much better at marketing and social media and some of those. I focus on the finances and the investments. And so at that partnership, we've realized what our strengths are and we just leverage with each other what I should be doing every day, what he should be doing, and we communicate all day long, every single day,
Yeah.
because it's enjoyable and that's a
Mhm.
good partnership. And we're not working, we're not on each other's tail and doing double work.
Smart. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Adam, if people would like to connect with you, find out more about what you and Dulles Group are all about, where should they go? What should they do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm on Facebook and I'm on LinkedIn, so I invite anybody to reach out to me on either of those platforms. But our website, duelistgroup.com, is probably the best way to see a little bit more about what we're doing. You can sign up and kind of follow along with our updates that go out to our investors. Would invite anybody to be a part of that. And in case you're looking for deals out there and you might need somebody to help raise some money, or vice versa.
Fantastic. Adam, all the best in this new year. Sounds like you got
Thank
exciting
you.
projects. And thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will talk to you on the next one. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.